Hello, welcome to a new video where I'm going to show you my new camera. I have a new camera. Hopefully it's a little bit better quality and a bit more FPS. But in this video I'm going to showcase Swampyert's sweep of one of my Open Great League practice tournaments, and he is using a forgotten god in this Show 6 Show 6 Great League format. It is the Shadow Victory Bell. Shadow Victory Bell is a grass poison charmer, right? It has like this nasty fast move pressure. We've already seen Venusaur as the grass poison rising up again. Now we see Shadow Vic from Swampyert. This is his team. He's using two new Pokemons as well, the Runerigas and the Dubwool. Dubwool has a very flexible moveset in Double Kick, Body Slam, Wild Charge, and Payback. Payback to counter Ghost. Wild Charge helps just in neutral situations or like water types, flyers. I think Payback is the way because it makes you a bit better against steals as well, right? You're not walled by like G-Fist then. And Runerigas is interesting. I think its typing, defensive typing is not really that good, but it does make you better against Nidoqueen and Registeel. So it does have something going for it. Swampyert had a bye in his first round, which also can happen in just real life tournaments, by the way. So we're gonna go into round 2 immediately. Actually, his first opponent is Bird's Eye View Ball. That's a mouthful. And as you can see, the opponent is not very strong against a Shadow Victory Bell, and also not against a Registeel. Actually, they have Registeel answers, but the best counter to that Registeel is guarded by that Victory Bell. Do you want to bring a Swampert when you know your opponent might run a Shadow Vic? Swampiert's line isn't that great against Trevenant, so we might see that though. It's looking for like a neutral matchup. Let's take a look here. Swampyert versus Bird's Eye View Ball. I might not be able to finish that name during a charge move. Let's see. Sableye against Shadow Swampert. If you have Victory Bell on the back, which Swampyert does, you probably want to swap out here because, oh boy, who wants that freaking Vic on it? Looks like Bird's Eye View Ball is going to throw that Hydro, which probably does so much, like 50%. A little bit more even. And then comes in with the Nidoqueen. This is probably fine for Swampyert. He does have that Shadow Vic in the back, and he's farming up a little bit more, throwing an alignment there, losing CMP to that Nidoqueen. Now you can do something with your Sableye now, I guess. Let's see what he's going to do. Sableye has a good matchup against Nidoqueen. You resist the poison moves, but Earth Power will do a truck ton of damage. Let's see. And he's just going to farm down here, I guess. Shields the first move. I don't think the Nidoqueen does get to a Poison Fang and an Earth Power, so interesting move here. But a good read by the opponent that Swampyert would shield. Yeah, now you have a double debuff Sableye, and it's half HP. And oh boy, this is so good for Swampyert. Because this Lickitung is gonna soak all this damage. And then Victory Bell can just clean up. Victory Bell is gonna be aligned to that Swampert. Swampyert is gonna Razor Leaf down this Swampert. Incredible. It kind of makes sense though to bring Lickitung in there, because Shadow Swampert, as good as it is as a closer or hit and runner, there you go, 2 Razor Leaves by. It doesn't take charge moves well, so that was a tricky spot for Bird's Eye View Ball, even though he somewhat had lead and swap, but also not really. It was a pretty neutral matchup in general. But because he had to soak the damage on Lickitung, that was supposed to be aligned against Victory Bell, he got in a very tough spot. Let's take a look at matchup number 2. We're showcasing one battle from each set of 3. Swampyert versus Erupki. Erupki, actually one of my EUIC opponents. I know he's pretty good. Is running Shadow Vic as well, and he's running Double Steel and Trev with it. So Double Steel, Double Grass. If you run a Fire type here, you're probably very good against Erupki. But Swampyert has a tricky matchup here. His Shadow Vic does not look good at all, right? Even against G-Fisk, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look that great against Trev. There's not so much play for it. I guess the thing you want to catch with it is that Sableye. But it's also one of his prime G-Fisk answers, so This looks pretty tricky for Swampyert. He's not very strong against Trev. He's not very strong against G-Fisk. Let's take a look at this matchup here. Swampyert leads Registeel into Erupkeys, Shadow Victory Bell. This is a pretty good matchup for Registeel. But with Shields up, Victory Bell actually doesn't do that bad there. And the opponent save swap G-Fizz knows that it's super strong against Swampyert, and Swampyert answers with Shadow Vic right away. You can 2-shields through this, but you need kind of a good rank, a defensive weighted Shadow Vic to survive the third Rock Slide here. It looks like Erupkey is going for the double Rock Slide, and it will get to another one here. G-Fizz is so bulky and so quick to those moves, it will definitely get to another one. Yeah, look at how much those Mudshots already did. You think Razor Leaves do a lot? The Mudshots already did half HP of this Victory Bell. And it does survive. You have to throw an Acid Spray here, though. Wait, was that Acid Spray? Acid Spray wouldn't do anything, so it's kind of wasted. Let's see. It's Sludge Bomb! And it kills! That one-shots! Okay, that's down a Pokemon. Victory Bell taking down 2 Pokemons here. But in the back is that Trevenant, which is going to be tough. Looks like Swampyert is catching this Shadow Ball here. That might be crucial, but because I think that Sableye is going to have to pull through here. Registeel, good. Very good defensive typing, very good offensive typing, and very good moves. That's what I meant by offensive typing. Steel itself is not great in offense. It's not gonna do it against this Trev, right? Especially when there's 2 shields up, but it does get the the attack debuff there, which might really help because now the Shadow Ball on that Sableye might not take it out. Let's see. And I think as a Swampyert, you're not even gonna throw your charges anymore. You just wanna claw this thing down. Does this Shadow Ball take it out? There's no way, right? Debuffed, yeah. If that Zap Cannon did not debuff, Swampyert would lose this game. But this Sludge Bomb, that was beautiful. I had to showcase that, right? I had to showcase that one. That was a 2-1 victory for Swampyert there. The third matchup, Swampyert versus Skoppo. Skoppo, a pretty good player from Poland, running a normal Nidoqueen. You rarely see that. And I think he built his team from basically 3 cores, what I did to London as well. He's using Nidoqueen, Scrafty core, Swampert A9 core, and Trev G-Fizz core. Victory Bell's looking kind of hot here for Swampyert. And it looks a little bit RPS, right? I think as Swampyert, you probably have to bring something like the Runerigas, the Dubwool, the Sableye, something to take on that Trevenant. Trevenant's always going to be a problem here for Swampyert, honestly. Let's take a look at this third round here. Swampyert versus Skoppo. Swampyert leading Runerigas into Trevenant. If you have Vic, and he does, then this is probably where you want to see it. And that probably means that Shadow Vic in the back is looking very good. Swampyert almost tapping that Sand Tomb immediately, then changes his mind and going to bait it right at the Shadow Ball. Skoppo CMPing there. Obviously, Trevenant wins CMP because Runeriga is actually pretty bulky. I think it's a very ugly Pokemon though, but if it works. Baits the Sand Tomb. If you fill that bait, you actually have to go 2 shifts down to win that matchup. Because then the trap will get to another Seed Bomb that would take you out. Looks like he has to shield a Weather Ball here as well. But you farm down this Alolan Ninetales. That's very safe for your Sableye. And then you can hit the trap with a Sludge. Maybe you already reviewed it. I believe this is game 3. I'm not sure. At this point, Skoppo might even consider shielding a potential Leaf Blade. This is actually a Leaf Tornado. Very toxic. 50% chance to double debuff the attack, and which he does get. Actually not good for him, because now the trap gets more farm. And looks like Swampyert decides to take this move on the... Oh my, that hurts a lot on the Sableye. And in the back is that Swampert. I'm very well aware that Skoppo loves this Pokemon. He's trying to catch a Hydro there, but fails. And then throws the Sand Tomb here. Kind of out of panic, I guess. But now the Foul Play will take it out. If Swampyert wins CMP here, he does have the Foul Play stored. Then you might actually have this. I think if Skoppo just threw his Hydro immediately, what do you have to lose, really, right? With a full Swampert. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Return Down would have taken him out. Does this thing get to a Seed Bomb? Barely does not get to that seed bomb. Very well played by Swampyert. And I think a really good strat by Scopo. I don't think Scopo could have played it any better because he brought his Vic counter in the lead. He baited it out with Alolan Ninetales, even getting another shield from it. And then the Swampert was free from the Victory Bell. Very ballsy to bring the Swampert there, but the strategy really worked. Unfortunately, Swampert's team was kind of just kind of strong there. So yeah. And also the Sand Tomb bait didn't help. Let's take a look at round number 4 here. Swampert against Ilum. Ilum, very strong player from Stadium Elite, maybe even their best. Fight me Pranav if you disagree. And he's running Lakey Tongue, which is a little bit annoying for Swampyert. He only really has Registeel to answer it. Double does fine against it though, but Runerigus is so scary to bring against it. Do you even want to bring Runerigus against a line with Licky, Trav, and Altaria? I'm not sure. It does do well against... does it do well against Lantern? I'm not sure, actually. I don't think it does well against Lantern. But it does do well against Medi and G-Fizz, so you have the Gonfuse, which is nice. I do expect Registeel maybe here. There's not really a very solid Sableye answer on Ilum's side. The best is probably that Licky Tongue. And other than that, most Pokemons are neutral. Trev and Medi lose, but... we'll see. We'll probably also might see some Charm Alolan Ninetales from Swampyert here because there's only one answer on Ilum's side. Let's take a look. We might always say see G-Fizz on one side and A9 on the other side. There's Licky Tongue on Ilum's side, and Licky Tongue does not have a great matchup here. We do not see the Alolan Ninetales on Swampyert's side, and Ilum safe swaps Trevenant. Ilum, very good player, knows that Trevenant wins this in the one shield, especially with that Shadow Claw advantage. With this advantage, I'm not sure if you need to bait the Seed Bomb, to be honest. You might be able to get to 2 Shadow Balls either way. But if you want to win this as the Sableye, you have to double shield to farm this down, which I guess Swampert is going to do here. He wants to keep the alignment. You cannot have your Runerigus, which he is crazy to bring here, by the way, on that Licky Tongue. So yeah, very fortunate alignment for Swampyert here. Playing ABB weak to Licky Tongue, right? Your Licky Tongue counters in the front and 2 Pokemon weak to it in the back. But at this point, you get to so many moves. Licky Tongue might actually get very low here. It's unlikely to shield regardless because Focus Blast does more, and you don't really need it against Registeel, right? It's just soaking up damage at this point. Let's see. That takes Licky Tongue very low. Does it get Shadow Clawed down? It might almost get clawed down, and looks like Ilum is not taking that chance. Wow. Swampert swaps into the Runerigus immediately, probably expecting G-Fizz to come in. And at this point, I think Ilum's win con is calling the Sand Tomb here. And yeah, it kind of is. You can't really shield because if you shield a Sand Tomb, it becomes much worse. Then the Shadow Ball will kill you. And you also kind of need to shield for that Focus Blast from the Registeel. So very tricky there. And now that you're so low, you have to shield the Sand Tomb. But at this point, it's kind of over. Registeel does not die to 1 Earthquake from full HP. It's way too tanky for that. So yeah, tricky matchup for Ilum there. Really needed that alignment. And this time, no Shadow Vic from Swampert. I'm not sure if he would have brought it at all against a line with Altaria and Trevenant on it. I mean, it would be hard to bring a Lantern, but I don't think Ilum would have brought Lantern either, right? So yeah, those were the games. Swampert swept this by basically 4-0. It was 5 rounds, right? That was the semi-last practice for the next Play Pokemon Regionals. Hopefully you liked the video. If you plan to participate in one of these tournaments, I hope this video helped. And other than that, if you want to join some of them, join my Discord channel. The link, I'll be posting it in the description. And feel free to join when we're hosting one. Have a good one. See you later. Bye-bye.